All right, my little math friends, here we are. We're moving further into chapter 3. Now we're on 3.4a, and we are in this incredibly awesome chapter of fractions and decimals. I know you guys love this chapter, and what we're going to do in this lesson is not what this title says. We're going to multiply and divide, but we're going to be looking at fractions, okay? Decimals will be the next lesson. Fractions is going to be this lesson here. Okay, and we're just doing a review. I just want to show you guys these steps for how to do these. I know you guys have done these before, but it's been a while, and we're going to take a look at how to go ahead and get through the steps for multiplying and dividing fractions. Okay, so let's set up a fraction here, and at the top of our fraction, we have a numerator, and the bottom of our fraction is a denominator. Okay, we need to know what those things are, the parts of a fraction, so that we can go ahead and multiply and divide those. We're going to start over here with multiplying. When we're multiplying fractions, the first thing we want to do is you want to multiply the number over here on the top. You're going to multiply the numerator. Okay, that's the top. And second step, you're going to multiply the denominator. Okay, that's our bottom. Okay, so you're going to multiply the tops, you're going to multiply the bottoms, and then step number 3, if you need to, you're going to go ahead and simplify that fraction. Okay, only if you need to get that done. All right, so let's take a look at our first example, and then we'll talk about our steps for dividing. All right, here's our first example right here. And you may notice there is no multiplication symbol in between these fractions. Okay, this Go Math 7 book has been doing this to us. When we have numbers and fractions next to each other with parentheses, that means multiplying. Okay, the reason why they're doing that is they're trying to get us away from using the x. Okay, so there's no x, no multiplication symbol. So that way, when we start doing some algebra later on this year, guys, we don't get confused with that. Okay, so that's why we got this. So when you see the numbers here next to each other in parentheses, that means multiply. So let's go ahead and multiply this out. Step number 1, multiply your numerators, 3 and 5, multiply your denominators, 4 and 6. That's going to get us 15 over 24. Okay, now step number 3, we got to find out if we can simplify these things, and we can. Looking at these numbers, I know that I can divide both of those by 3. Okay, so if I do that, my fraction is going to be 5 over 8. All right, and that is going to be my final answer. Okay, now again, this is just a quick review, guys, so if some of these steps don't make sense, you need to talk to me about it so that I can give you guys some more help. Okay, so we're just kind of quickly reviewing what to do here. All right, here we have a division problem with fractions. Before we get into that, let's talk about the steps for dividing. We're going to do the same thing as multiplying, but we got to do one little thing first. You guys might remember this. You got to flip that second fraction, then you can multiply. Okay, we got to flip the second one, and then we can multiply our fractions. Okay, so looking at this right here, there is our second one. That's the one that's going to flip. So I'm going to rewrite this down here. 7 over 9, keep that exactly the same. Use your multiplication symbol. Now flip this guy around. Make him 5 over 2. Okay, now we're good to go, and we can go ahead and multiply that together. Following the multiplication steps, multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms, and you're going to come up with 35 over 18. Okay, ouch, we got ourselves a little bit of an improper fraction. All right, that's no problem. We're just going to turn that around into a mixed number. So to do that, remember we got to do our division. So we're going to take 18 into 35. We'll see how many times that'll go in there. I know it's just going to go in there one time. Take away 18. Okay, do some borrowing here. And we are going to be left with 17 as a remainder. Okay, use all these numbers here to rewrite our fraction. 18 went into 35 one whole time. We have 17 as our remainder. That has to go on the top. And 18 is still going to stay over here on the bottom. All right. There's our answer to that one. There is some multiplying and dividing steps for fractions. Okay, let's take a look at a few more problems here. Now we're going to be taking a look at something like this. We're going to be multiplying and dividing a fraction and a whole number together. Okay, so I got some examples here. Here's our multiplication over here on this side, and here's our division over here on this side. Okay, so let's go ahead and work these out. It's not a problem here, guys. If you have a whole number multiplied by a fraction, all you really have to do for this whole number is turn it into a fraction. And to turn a whole number into a fraction, one simple step, you just stick a 1 underneath of that puppy just like that. All right? So now this became 2 over 1. Made that into a fraction. Congratulations. And here we have 3 over 8. So we're going to go ahead and I'll rewrite this down here so it makes it a little cleaner. 2 over 1 times 3 over 8. Follow your same steps. Go ahead and multiply straight across. Okay, so we're going to have 6 over 8. Okay, very nice. I know I can divide both of those by 2, and we can simplify that. And that's going to get me 3 over 4 for an answer. All right, no problem. Don't let that whole number throw you off there. You guys got this. All right, let's take a look at this division problem over here. Same thing like we did over here. We have this whole number. Let's go ahead and make a fraction out of that guy. Just stick a 1 underneath of it. No problem. And same with our division steps up above. Take a look. Here is your second fraction. That's the one you're going to flip. So let's rewrite this down here. I'm going to have 4 over 1. Flip and then multiply. So 3 over 1. I just flip that around. Multiply straight across. Ooh, I like where this is going. This is nice. 12 over 1 simplifies down to 12. Okay, I like that. That is awesome. Perfect. That was a nice, simple, quick problem. All right, let's take a look at this over here. Now look what happened. You have your fraction that came first, and then the whole number is over here after it, but that's not a problem either. Do the same thing we just did up above here, guys, and you got it. All right, take this 8, make it into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath of it, and then let's just rewrite this down here and multiply it out. 2/7 times 8 over 1. All right, let's see what that gets us. That's going to get us, multiply the top, 16. The bottoms, 7. It's improper. That is not a problem at all. You guys have the skills for this. Let's divide that out and see what happens. Let's take 16, divide that by 7. That's going to go in there twice. 7 times 2, 14. Subtract that, and you're left with a 2. So then let's take all these numbers we got here and let's write that into our mixed number. 7 went into 16 2 whole times. We had a 2 left over, and your 7's still going to stay right there. All right? Okay. There's our answer for this one. Okay. Now let's take a look at our last one here. This time the whole number again went over here to this side instead of being over here on the front of this math problem. That's not an issue. Turn that guy into a fraction, stick a 1 underneath of it, and remember our rule. Our second fraction, which is this guy here that we just made, 4 over 1, is going to flip, and then we will multiply it together. So rewrite that, put your multiplication symbol there. This is going to flip to 1 over 4. Multiply straight across, 5 over 24. And that's looking pretty good. We don't have to simplify that. There is nothing that'll go into 5 and both 24. If you guys remember, right, 5 is a prime number. Okay, some of you guys probably recognize that. Good job. All right, if you didn't, that's okay. All right, There's your review for multiplying and dividing fractions. I hope that helped out, guys. Please come talk to me in class if you're still stuck on these, and we'll do a nice review exercise assignment on this. Okay, don't forget those try this problems. I'll see you guys next time in class.